About 5,000 people live in this village of peace. They maintain a vegan and modest life, abstain from alcohol, drugs, and tobacco, worship God, and sing the songs of freedom. The community of the Hebrew Israelites of Dimona lives a life following Judean biblical tradition, but their story is far from being so peaceful.
When we first got here, that's what it was, basically desert. This is where our ancestors were from. Right. So we were returning back to the promised land in which our forefathers came from.
It all started in Chicago in 1967, when Ben Carter, a factory worker, had a vision. In his vision, Angel Gabriel explained to him that he and his close ones should go to Israel and reestablish the kingdom of God, which they were exiled from thousands of years ago. 2 years later, Carter came here, to Dimona, with a group of African Americans from Chicago. It was nothing like a promised land.
See, my first impression I remember Ben Gurion Airport was quite different from O'Hara. You know, it's like a step back, so to speak. Being a black Hebrew in terms of being so-called black American in the United States wasn't easy. So being a black American that was a Hebrew in the United States was even more difficult.
Israel refused to acknowledge their existence in Dimona. Not being able to prove their Jewish lineage according to Jewish law, they weren't granted citizenship or any legal status. They were branded as outcasts.
The people would exploit us. They wouldn't pay us. Or they would say, we're going to pay you next week. Or, so it would be 2 or 3 months sometime before we receive our pay, if we receive it at all.
We didn't know, as many have explained to me, that once we got here, that we wouldn't really be accepted, you know, in terms of our identity, that we would be asked to convert to Judaism, whereas for us, that was like a slap in the face.
A lot has changed since then. Most notably, a new generation was born in Israel. One of these young members of the community, born and raised here in Israel, is Ariel. At 22, he's a student of government in the Interdisciplinary Center in Herzliya. He speaks the language, he knows the culture, and he even volunteered for a full military service.
Happy that I did the military because this gave me an opportunity to be able to expose myself and my community from another light and be able to really attack these things from another angle and show them obviously that I don't have anything that I need to prove to anyone. I'm coming, you know, to show my dedication to Israel. And if you need me to do the military in order to show my dedication to Israel, I'll do so.
Israeli society has changed as well over the years. While serving as a minister in the 1970s and 1980s, Shimon Peres publicly spoke against the community's establishment in Israel. However, in 2008, President Shimon Peres chose to celebrate his 85th birthday in no other place than Dimona with the Hebrews, and he told them, "Your community is beloved in Israel." So what had made this change?
He chose to celebrate his 85th birthday here with the community, and we definitely saw that as a turnaround.
Nina, one of Ariel's 3 mothers, agrees that there is in fact progression in terms of the new generation.
Today wasn't like it was when we first came here.
Right.
So each day and each year, it's getting better and better.
I would not say that there's no progression, honestly speaking, because I today, at 22 years old, I do have my citizenship in Israel. And many others have legal rights more than what we had back then. But what I can say, obviously, is that according to any other ethnic group that has come to the land and has been here over a period of time and who does find that trace back to the tribal lineage of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who claims to be, or who we claim to be today, the fathers of Judaism, I think that we should be accepted under all of the same traditions that everybody else is accepted under.
We may see this shift in many areas of mainstream culture. Members of the community opened a vegan restaurant in Ben Yehuda Street, right at the heart of Tel Aviv. Some of them participate in primetime singing reality TV shows.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, ain't about that, yeah. Ba-bling, ba-bling, wanna make the world dance. Because we are one.
A local singer was even chosen to represent Israel in the Eurovision Song Contest. A generation later, they are more of an exotic minority rather than outcasts.
So we're able to obviously now enter these doors and to be able to say, okay, the community of the Hebrew Israelites is here. So when we see these doors opening, we want to take that full opportunity to be able to come and present it from another angle that you have never saw us from.
They want to see the world. They want to experience what life has to give them. And it is a blessing that when they do those things, they stay true to who they are.
40 years later, Ashriel and his generation have bigger dreams. Nothing Ben Carter would have imagined in his vision.
I'm going to be the Prime Minister of Israel.